get it. Right now, it looks like there's nobody home. Last night, the place was jumping. Something ain't right. Go check it out.
Well, now?
No, tomorrow, Hagnag, now! Go ahead! Now. Get the hell out of here. All right, Johnny, but what about my money? AC said you had some dough for me. Is that a fact? How much do I owe you? AC said 10%. Too bad AC ain't in charge no more. What do you mean? He's upstairs taking a bath. He'll call you when he gets out. Hey, I tell you what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna give you, Snakes.
Snakes.
I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going. 1, 2, 10. What happened? I don't know who, but somebody just got blown away. Huh? Someone beat it to the job. They're in there. 2 of them. They was arguing. One blew the other one away. Who? I don't know. I thought I recognized one of their voices, and I know I heard this name Snakes before. Snakes? 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 I don't know snakes. Snakes. Let's get out of here.
Nice. I love that movie.
He sounded like a snake.
If you do not know where that movie is, what are you waiting for? It is the holiday season, my friends. Get on that Home Alone action. The first one. Definitely.
The second one is good.
It is, but the first one is so much better. And that's just fact, you know?
Fact.
And then don't even watch
Outside
the third.
with the pizza. Compliments of the Plaza Hotel.
Down the hall to the left. There's some Donald Trump right there. Well, anyways, welcome back, guys. It is Christmas week. Woo! We are celebrating. I mean, Christmas in just a few days. Does it feel like it?
No, I actually
For Brian, it probably does.
Yeah, I didn't know what today's date was until I logged on just now.
It is December 21st, and we are getting blasted with the blizzard weather in Minnesota. Brian is experiencing record-dropping temperatures, wind gusts, and it is just crazy. We're days away ourselves from getting that Arctic blast that is going through, like, Florida. Florida's gonna hit, like, not negative, single-digit numbers, and I don't think they've ever experienced something like that in a long time.
No, they're gonna hit, like, 32, bro.
No, that's not what everybody's saying.
No, because they're freaking out about 32. Like.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm just hoping that we get some snow and Santa's coming to town. Anyways, welcome back, guys, to yet another episode of Bump That, episode 94. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian in this corner.
Gus Polinsky, Polka King of the Midwest.
And we've got KT in this corner.
You have to pay for your pizza, sir.
And I'm Ileana, your host, and we are siblings who love to talk about nerdy things, video games, TV shows, all of that fun stuff.
Is this episode 92?
94.
Oh, I thought you said 92. Okay.
Did I say 92? I'm so sorry. I meant to say 94.
Man,
I'm gonna listen to that back, and if you cut me off by calling me out, I'm gonna be so upset.
I was confused.
No, it doesn't matter. But yes, we are siblings who have a love for all things nerdy, movies, TV shows, video games, all of the sort, and decide to talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening. So
hey, I'm gonna boast a little bit. Today or this evening at trivia, we got third place, and half of the questions were about Christmas movies and television shows. That helped me. So this is educational. You can tell your mom and dad, this is an educational thing you're doing right now. Listening to us.
You interrupted my last word, which is welcome.
Oh.
Thanks for that. Both of you tonight are on the one.
Hey, man, you need to speed it up, bro. Okay,
Oh my
come on.
gosh! I was
I can't be waiting for you the whole
interrupted.
time.
Anyways, we've got quite a show for you guys today, and it is actually the last one of the year. Can you believe it? We've made it, and it is the end. We will be taking a break until January, so eat up those episodes if you haven't listened to any of the past ones. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I saw one of you guys hit that subscribe button and then unsubscribe. I'm watching you.
Boo!
So, hit that subscribe button and become a sibling today. Anyways, Avatar Way of Water just came out, and we are going to be talking about it. But before that, you have to stick around to the end. We've got some news. So, Brian. James Gunn has the I want to do a Maniscalco type voice. He's got balls.
We can say that on this show?
Yeah, we could say that.
I was going to say, he has the chutzpah, the chutzpah.
Chutzpah?
Oh.
The chutzpah.
He's got the chutzpah.
He's got
It's-
the
you gotta-
chutzpah.
You gotta. It takes a little bit of the phlegm in the back of the throat.
Chutzpah.
The flab in the back of the throat, though.
James Gunn tells all the people upset with his recent DC Films decision to calm down and show some respect.
Show some
You
gosh
did
darn
not.
respect, man.
You did not.
I'm James Gunn. I created Galaxy of the Guardians, the Suicide Squad movie that nobody
Galaxy
saw.
of the Guardians.
Yeah, I'm James freaking Gunn. You don't tell
even need
me.
to say the title right.
You don't even tell me, okay?
That's a joke, though.
Every
oh my
day-
gosh.
Every day it's something new with this guy. He's just gotta take this. You know what? God, I can't stand this Twitter machine. I can't stand it. It is the worst.
I think
Somebody
it was
back me up here.
I think
Back
it
me
was
up here.
Katie who wrote who wrote the show doc? Was it Brian or Katie?
That was me.
I liked how Brian wrote, which you fired Henry Cavill, disrespected Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins, and told Dwayne Johnson you'll get Black Adam too when we feel like it. No wonder people are upset and not kissing your ring. Cavill and Gadot have been removed from the upcoming Flash film, which barely seems to be an actual movie, but more like a strange commercial for upcoming DC films. The DCEU is over. Reboot after reboot. Well spoken,
Yeah.
brother.
Here he comes. He's got all these he's either attacking people or just defending himself. Just saying look, you guys don't even know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be great. You guys are gonna be so you guys are gonna be like, oh, James Gunn, we're so sorry that we ever doubted you. Dude, but you're not giving us any information. What is your plan? It's just, it's just I'm James Gunn. Don't mess around with me, and I just don't like it. Look, the new Superman film that he's writing, it might be really good. It might be awesome. I don't know, but he's not giving us any more. And then today he's like, I don't know why you guys coming off like Gal Gadot's not going to be involved anymore. She's done. Dude, you got rid of Henry Cavill. We were just going off of what you said, dude. You said no more Henry Cavill, and there's no Wonder Woman 3. So what are you going to do with Gal Gadot? What is she just window dressing? What's your plan for that? Is there going to be a Wonder Woman 3 or not? Or, I mean, if it's a complete reboot of the DCEU, why keep Gal Gadot then? Let her go do something better with her time. And then he's like, screw you, Dwayne Johnson. We don't need you. We'll need you when
That guy is
ready,
digging a trench, not a hole, a trench, and burying himself and his films and his career along with it. I don't know what he can do, honestly.
Maybe, but it's such a wasted opportunity. After Chris Nolan did the Dark Knight trilogy, and then everybody's like, well, we're going to start Superman, and it was just, you had a whole chance to do a whole awesome MCU, DC universe thing, and they just, I don't know. It's difficult to do. So, I mean, props to Marvel, because they at least did the Infinity Saga right.
And
you
I
know.
mean, we gave them crap at the beginning of the year, saying, "Oh, they're just pumping up too much," and blah blah blah, and some of them are meaningless or not as exciting. But at least they're giving content, and their actors are being paid, and they're getting jobs, and not being
Yeah.
treated like this. Like not just
I'm,
being thrown and cast to the wind, being like, we don't need you no more."
I'm just gonna go with they up until Iron Man 1 back in 2008 till they did Endgame. They were running a machine that worked well, and people loved it, and it worked. And they had, for the most part, consistency, and that's super key. So yeah.
No, it's true. But let's move away from that. I'm sure we could keep talking about that forever. I mean, we did last week, and it's just, and then more news keeps coming out. So maybe in the new year, we'll have to update you guys with some more garbage. But in the meantime,
Let's keep the garbage rolling, shall we?
Season 2 of Rings of Power is already underway and under production. Amazon Studios chief Jennifer Salk? I don't know.
Salky.
Salky?
Silk.
I don't know. Promises more spectacle for the show. The first season cost almost $500 million. So let's see. Dollars million. Remember that? That's a throwback. So let's see what happens in season 2. I don't know.
I mean, the show looked great. The show looked but there was a lot more talking than there were action scenes,
Yeah.
if you could say anything. So we'll see if there's more battles.
And maybe they just had to have a lot of setup for some reason because they delved into a lot of lore that didn't exist yet. So they had to, a lot of dialogue exposition to make it happen so people would understand, because it's like, you watch Lord of the Rings, you watch The Hobbit, they already existed, so you could just go read the books and go watch the films and know what happened and be like, okay, yeah, get it. And with a lot of dialogue left out and just understand, or maybe it wasn't necessary. But with Rings of Power, you're dealing with a lot of lore that doesn't exist yet, and you're just making it up, so you have to bring a lot of it to life. So, I don't know, maybe that's what happened, or maybe that's just a writer's...
Well, if you think about it, the show... I think it pretty much only had one battle scene, one true. There was 2 episodes where the people of the Southlands fought. They thought they were fighting orcs, and then they thought it was actually their friends or the people of the village, which was really messed up.
Yep.
And then when the people of Numenor, the Numenorians came, they had a big battle scene there, and that was pretty much it. Those were the actual really big epic battles. There was a few fights between Hispanic elf guy when he was a prisoner, that was pretty. And then the Sauron, who's not Sauron, getting into fist fights in Numenor. You guys remember that part?
He was fighting those dark things. Those they were the white things that were attacking him.
No, what the heck are you talking? No, because not that part.
That was towards the end.
That was not a fight. I'm talking about when Sauron wasn't Sauron. He was just trying to be a blacksmith. The actual Sauron.
Okay.
And then these guys jumped him hey, if you want to work here, you need to have a guild badge.
Yeah.
Well, how do I get one? You don't get one. And then he's just okay, fine. Starts cracking skulls and everything.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll listen to the audience and say, hey, this didn't work, change it. Or maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. It'll be a hot minute until that happens.
What do you guys want to see more of in season 2? Which characters? Do you guys want to see more Harfoots? Do you guys want to see more Hispanic elf guy? Do you want to see more Galadriel?
I want to see less of Theo. That's just all I'm going to say.
Yes, thank
less
you. Yes.
Theo.
Yes.
Can anybody else say yes to that?
Why?
He
Yes,
was so annoying.
For the rest of my days. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I did not like that character.
I was saying the entire time that I just wanted to smack his giant lip and hope that it would pop,
Oh my gosh.
and just so that he would be quiet. Please go away. He's so annoying.
Yeah, he was very annoying. I'm
Man,
like,
he didn't have a dad, man.
he had so much
Okay,
screen
well, listen,
time though.
Listen, now he has Hot Elf Daddy, and he's like, you're not my dad. And he's like, well, tough noodles, because I'm the only person here that knows anything, so you're gonna have to suck it up. By the way, I love your mom. Watch this. No, you're not my dad.
Now he's become Theo Tantrum instead of Timmy Tantrum.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, get that kid out of the screen. We saw too much of him. Give me more Elrond or something. I don't want more Theo.
More Elrond?
Yes.
More Elrond and, not Gloin. What's his name?
Durin?
Durin. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
That's fun.
Elrond!
I
love
liked
that
when they were
part.
on screen. So, yeah, sure, I'll take that.
Elrond, come back! Come back, Elrond!
Oh,
I got something to show you!
maybe they'll go more in depth with Isildur, because
Isildur!
He's the other wiener that I hate, but I mean, we all know
you're
what he
supposed to
does,
hate
but-
him, I think.
I know, but he's the other wiener. God, wiener.
Wieners left and right. Anyways, speaking of Amazon Studios,
Sounds like a good day.
you're
Oh
done.
my god.
God of War is getting its television treatment. It will be based off of the recent Ragnarok game and original 2018 film. Who would like to see Kratos and Atreus?
You mean
Oh,
2018 game?
Who would you like to see Kratos and Atreus? I think he meant to put game, yeah. Our friends at IGN had a few mentions: Christopher Judge, Jason Momoa, David Bautista, or Gerard Butler as Kratos. For Atreus, ooh, help me with that name, Sonny Suljic?
Yeah, Soljik.
Nailed it.
Jacob Tremblay, Timothy Chalamet, or Tom Holland, and then Brian adds, throw up.
I could see either Dave Bautista or Gerard Butler doing Kratos.
I was Gerard Butler all the way on it.
Ooh, I would see a Jason Momoa. That would be so cool. And like
Point.
a way for him to get out of MCU a little bit and branch out and not do like those silly films like he usually does. He usually, I don't know, not silly, but he's also in those, I don't know, other films. I want him to do something cooler.
Jason Momoa just doesn't do much at all.
And I think it would be
period.
awesome for him to branch out and do something as cool as Kratos.
When I see Kratos, it looks so much to like the character he did in Game of Thrones season 1.
Oh, I didn't like that character.
Yeah, I forget his name, but I don't know. I think just Gerard Butler, just having that thick, gravelly voice, and just the physical, he could totally do it, and just be like, boy.
I hate to say it, but Tom Holland fits the part.
No, he
He's
does
too
not.
old.
You
He's
take
too
those
old.
words
He
back.
still
For
plays
Atreus-
Peter Parker as like a 17-year-old.
For Atreus, okay, Atreus is
Not a child
No.
anymore.
He's
not
like
a
8
child
years
anymore,
old in the
but-
first game.
And in Ragnarok, he is no longer. He's grown up.
No, but he's still like
He has a
13.
deep voice. He has a deeper voice now.
no. In Ragnarok, he's like 13, 14.
no. You're gonna have to bring in a new kid for this.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, I would prefer to see that, definitely.
For the first time, Katie, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
God.
For the first time. For the first time in forever.
It's a Christmas miracle.
KT
But I am excited about the
is
show.
right.
I'm sure Santa Monica Studios would do a really good job of kind of handing it off to the studio. I mean, it could be done really well.
Something beautiful can be made.
Yeah, IGN
Yeah,
had a bunch of other choices for like some of the other featured players in the game, but I didn't want to get into them. But I like Gerard. but-
Who could play the head? Who could play the head?
Oh goodness.
They said like Simon Pegg for the head.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Simon Pegg? You don't know who Simon Pegg is?
No.
No.
Friggin' it's Scotty in the new Star Trek movies. Shaun of the Dead.
Who is his name? What's his name?
Hot Fuzz. Are you? Come on, guys.
Wait, what's his name? What's his name?
Simon Pegg. P-E-double-G.
Simon Pegg.
It sounds familiar.
He doesn't look familiar.
And then he's in the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible films.
He does not look familiar
he's a
at all.
You guys, we're supposed to be a pop culture
But
podcast. You guys don't know who Simon Pegg is.
He did play something that looks like this, so that could be done, I guess, and make his eyes white, like the character. I don't know.
I don't know.
Now, it pains me to say this, but they cannot get Christopher Judge to do that unless they really want to take the time to CGI his skin, because Kratos has white skin, not
Caucasian, like he's literally white.
Yeah, chalky.
He's covered with the ashes of his wife and daughter. So that's you have to be white. And so
that's lore. That's not being racist. It's right. Lore, you know.
So unless they want to spend a lot of money doing,
he's also Greek. So
I mean, you could fake that accent.
Well, no, but the color.
Moose caca Greek, or
I mean,
amen. If it's delicious.
Moose caca?
That was for our mother. She loves that movie.
Oh my gosh.
I love that movie.
Anyways, I don't know who will be our Kratos, but I am looking forward to it because my goodness, if they hurt that film, I will be so upset. But if they treat it with the respect that obviously James Gunn doesn't respect anything, but wants us to respect. Sorry. If they
I just want Atreus to be like Skiofa.
Oh.
No, anybody?
Who?
Isn't that's Atreus, what he says when he throws his whenever he shoots an arrow.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, haven't you played the game?
I didn't know what you were saying.
I knew, Brian. I was there.
Ski Alpha? It's like a very not common word.
I was there for it, Brian.
Thank you.
Anyways, what I'm not going to be there for, most likely, is what Bump That is supposed to be there for, but I just can't do it. Strange World coming to Disney Plus this weekend. And everyone rejoiced.
Everybody's getting mad that paid a ticket for this movie.
Yes, because literally that was their Thanksgiving movie, and now it's already in Disney Plus. What the heck? Why didn't they just do direct to Disney Plus? Why did they even throw it in theaters?
Who did we assign on Bump That to go see this movie, and who didn't do it?
Probably Katie, if I had to guess.
No,
because I wouldn't be dumb enough to say yes.
I was not interested in this movie in the slightest bit.
Wow.
Now, if you guys want me to, I'll watch it and I'll come back and say whether or not our
then you can tell us
are warranted.
Yeah, sister, why did this movie fail? Why did no one see it?
I've heard a lot of arguments about it, and I really just want to come to my own conclusion.
Yeah, that's why you have to see it. I feel
like it's not gonna suck as bad, but it's not gonna be great. I think it's gonna be another Lightyear type of movie where it's not anything spectacular. It's nothing to praise about,
But overall, going back to the topic, that is such a slap in the face to anybody that bought a ticket to go see that movie.
Yeah.
Regardless if it was bad or not, that's a jerk move.
A little bit.
So if you bought a ticket to that, sorry.
Yeah. Disney Plus doesn't care. They're like, got your money, sucker. Anyways, moving on. Do people really want sports updates on this podcast? I do not think we will be talking about soccer for sure ever. So why is this brought up, Brian?
We had a comment from one of our beautiful subscribers, one of the siblings. Thank you, siblings, for subscribing.
Yes.
Somebody mention they want to hear some sports talk on here.
I also heard that more people wanted us to talk about anime, and
that's all you guys.
Exactly. While Katie and I watch anime, and Katie actually watches it more than I do now. Brian does not touch the stuff, so that would just be like strictly a Katie and I segment, and we like to hear Brian talk. So maybe we'll do like. No, I'm not even gonna promise that. I don't know. We just don't talk anime on this channel very much, unfortunately.
I mean, we could, but
we talked about Dragon Ball Z, when the movie came out, but that was really
you guys gotta steer me in the right direction. I don't even know where to start.
There's a lot of good anime out there.
And it had to be something very Avatar, Last Airbender-ish, because otherwise...
Brian's out.
Yep. I don't want to be watching some show with lots of sex and
no.
That's not all what that's not what anime is all about.
Like ones with like lots of evil sorcery and witchcraft and like kids that go to a school and there's a long dark hallway and just and then there's like crosses made out of blood and
what
stuff.
The heck are you talking about, dude?
Dude, I've heard like
no, anime is not all freaky, like that.
And then some dude is in a Gundam thing and he's like, wah, wah, wah.
Now, like I said, the past couple of months, I've been trying to catch up on Cowboy Bebop. I think you would like Cowboy Bebop, Brian.
Yes.
Yeah, but that show's old though.
It's like so good though.
Oh no, are you kidding me? That's like saying you're not gonna watch It's a Wonderful Life because it's old.
Yeah, but I think our audience wants us to like follow new anime. Like
what I'm saying is that it doesn't really matter. You're still gonna find good anime out there.
I've seen Ghost in the Shell, liked it. I've seen Akira, liked it.
Okay, well then that not all anime is like
boobies and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just I can't keep in touch with all the newer stuff,
I know, I'm sorry, I'm not watching the Jujutsu Kaisens, I'm not watching the Demon Slayers or the Boku no Hero Academias.
There's a brand new season of Seven Deadly Sins, except it's not the Seven Deadly Sins, it's like a spin-off. Oh, I don't know, it looks really bad. It looks really, really bad.
I didn't keep up with that one, unfortunately. But along with anime, sports is also really not on our radar, so I apologize to the siblings who really want to hear that content from us, but you're just gonna have to stick around for Donkey Kong December.
Hey, I found another channel. You mentioned another channel the other day that is doing Donkey Kong December. There is another completely separate channel that's also doing a Donkey Kong December. And I've been listening to them as well.
Video Game Donkey's doing Donkey Kong December, which he promised last year and then didn't do, which was funny. And this year he's doing it and just came out of nowhere. It's like, whoa, I don't know.
No, I'm listening to a channel called Designing For, and you fill in the blank after that, Designing for Blank. And so he's doing Donkey Kong all month, and I love it!
Yeah, Donkey Kong is a huge, huge favorite of the show. But anyways, we're now going to be trickling into news about Avatar and then into our chunk. So
wait.
What?
Before we go into that, Brian, you are like some sort of future seer. What do you call that? Foreseer. Last week you mentioned you foreshadowed that actually I think you were joking that there would be a tie-in game for the new Super Mario movie.
Yeah.
There is I don't believe the rumor by any means, but allegedly there's a rumor that's going around that yes, there is a Super Mario game coming out and you can play as 4 different characters. It's going to be a 2D game. I don't
Nailed
believe
it.
I don't
I saw that too.
I do not believe it. I'm very
Why
skeptical.
not? I feel like they can make an easy buck. It's like
It just takes them so long to make games. And not so long, like, a couple years, and, you get about 2 per gen, but I don't know. Why would they waste it on that when they could have given us Super Mario Odyssey 2?
because they know some 9-year-old kid is gonna be like, oh yeah, a Mario game based off the movie. I didn't know they even had these. You know,
What?
like a Mario game. I didn't know there was an actual Mario game. Like, oh
What?
yeah.
Gosh, I hope that's not true. That there's no kid out there.
Because it's true, because there are some kids that the only Mario they know is Smackin' Brothers or the ones where they're driving around in vehicles. That's
Mario
it. They don't
Kart.
know. They don't know.
Smack 'em,
Yeah.
Brothers.
No. Are you kidding me? Brother, no.
So,
Sister,
wait,
there's dumb children out there.
Wait,
Oh my
I stand
God.
with Brian. I got a message from a friend today that one of his 16-year-old students asked, "Who is Jackie Chan?"
Okay, that I can see. He's been off the radar for a long time. The movies
No, he
that
hasn't.
he did are
Who
from
is Jackie Chan? He's so famous.
What was the last live action movie that he's done?
Probably a Chinese film.
Yeah.
He was
In
in
native
Kung
China.
Fu Panda. Oh,
Yeah,
No, she said live action.
Unless you know
said
that
live
was him doing the voice, you wouldn't know. Kids don't know who he is.
Oh.
I can't wait to introduce my children to Jack Chan, because he's amazing.
I said that last week or the week before that Hunter and I were watching
Super
Rush Hour.
Cop. Oh.
Oh, it was so
Yeah.
good. Rush Hour was so good. It was so silly. Anyways, okay, now we're supposed to be on the Way of Water. Anyways, Avatar: The Way of Water opens up with $435. I guess that's million. Sorry, someone didn't put million.
$435.
Just that's it.
Million.
Is that billion?
Million!
Million.
Dun, dun, dun,
Got
dun!
it.
$1 billion.
Globally in its first weekend and about $135 million US domestic. It's a slow open for the film, but with a lack of newer films for general audiences during the holidays, Avatar could have legs to reach at least $1 billion globally.
So, as of today, it's reached $550 million globally. So, that's within a week and change. So, it should hit $1 billion. Hopefully by the next couple of weeks.
Goodness. So that does bring me to the question that we had last week. Do you think that it's going to beat, with it being on track like this, do you think that it's going to beat Top Gun for most monies made over the
So
year?
I did some research, and so Top Gun made most of its money here domestically in the U.S., where more international, it wasn't as big. It wasn't as popular. So I think Avatar, yes, could break the international, but here in the U.S., Top Gun might have it beat for sure.
Okay.
So now it's time for the chunk zone.
Oh, sorry. So chunky.
Girl, wake up! Anyways, we are having an open discussion on Avatar: The Way of Water. What were the expectations going into the film? Let's start with the pros. You two saw the film. I have not. I am okay with...
that's a whole different. There's the pros, the negatives. Yeah. So, Katie, what were your expectations when you went to see the film? What were you expecting to see?
I was expecting to see something very, very similar to the first movie. Almost copy and paste, just change the names. And I think for the most part, that's what I got. A lot was different, but for the most part, it was exactly the same.
I agree. A lot. I mean, we'll talk about this later too. But I was surprised that so much of the plot is very similar to the previous film. It's almost the same plot structure down to the beats. I think it's longer than the first one, but it's very, very similar to the first film.
Yeah,
It's
and
like Force Awakens meets New Hope. It's like, yeah, it is almost the same movie.
the thing that got me the most, this may be jumping into the negatives, but they bait the audience so badly into making the humans, the filthy militaristic humans, look, just like demons. In fact, of course they call them demons. But they bait the audience in that if you go after creatures or animals in such a way that they did, where it's like senseless killing, of course that's going to draw people's emotions, and it's going to make them, oh my gosh, they're killing the animals, and that's exactly what they did in the first movie. And so when I saw it in this one, I'm like, oh, they're baiting me to feel this way. They want me to feel this way. I don't. I feel angry for being baited. Like, obviously I don't like what they're doing.
Yeah, that's.
But I don't like that it is so in my face that, I mean, and it's exactly the same thing that they did in the first movie, just in a different way.
Yeah.
I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way. That I thought that was too easy.
So my expectations going into this one were, it's James Cameron. His track record is one of excellence. Look at the films that he's done. Aliens, one of the greatest sequels of all time. Such a great movie. If you've never seen it, do recommend. The Terminator films, the first two, Terminator 1, Terminator 2. Terminator 2, one of the greatest sequels ever made. One of the biggest movies of all time. If you've never seen Terminator 2, you need to see it. True Lies, Titanic, which I am a Titanic defender to the end. Love it. And I love the first Avatar. It's such an entertaining film. I love the culture that was created and just the whole the world building that was done in that first movie. So I was hoping for just more of that. More of an adventure. But I know that coming into it, that the criticism of the first film was, oh yeah, amazing visuals, plots, though, scripts that we've seen before, characters that we've seen before, tropes that have been, the
there
Fern
are people
Gullies.
who trash the acting for being so cringy. That's something I've been seeing resurface as of recently.
I disagree with that.
I agree.
Sam Worthington's character was, again, so in your face, like, okay, I just need to say this. So he is a corporal in the Marines. A corporal in the Marines is so far down the chain of command. It is so low. Now, that's not to discredit anything, but for him to be so like, ooh, I'm a Marine. I've been doing this for how many years? I've been born a jarhead. Give me
That's how
break,
it
dude.
is, though, Kate. When you're a lower ranking soldier, you think the highest of yourself. When you get higher ranking, you care less. So I think that's actually very true, because you look at privates, you look at...
Excuse
Yeah, but
me,
that also-
you need to
okay.
stop looking at privates. What is wrong with you?
Oh my
Keep that
gosh.
to yourself.
But he is also
You look at
not
second
a-
lieutenants, they have the biggest heads out of everybody, and
Okay,
they
but
get
they're-
the trashed.
Corporals are also not automatically military geniuses like he is portrayed to be. Absolutely not.
Now that's
and-
No,
fair.
wait. Well, I mean, if we're gonna go into that, just to defend it, when you watch the first film, they say that Jake Sully, he's a corporal, and then you see some of the other military dudes, and they're very like the Marine, yo, get some,
Yes.
blah 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 blah, privates or corporals, and then the colonel, he's like, yeah, I'm a colonel. I've seen some mean some mean Bush and everything. And he tells like, "Oh, I pulled up your file, Jake. Yeah, you were in Venezuela or something. Yeah, that was tough. See, I mean, you don't have any legs, so yeah, you've seen some poop. You know." So I'm gonna give Jake like, okay, he saw some poop and he survived, and he's just he got out of the military. He had no idea what to do with himself. This was a way out. The whole Avatar thing from the first movie.
I don't know.
So.
I did not like the way that he carried himself overall in this film. And again, it was so predictable. So predictable. I may go into some spoilers here. Just so
wait. Before we get into that, before we get into pros and next, one thing Eliana said, cringe. The only cringe actor though in this whole thing was the character of Spider. Katie, do you think Spider was a cringy actor? The whole
no,
to me the performance was like, yeah, dude, cringe, bro.
Oh, okay, no. The thing that was cringy was the writing. It wasn't the acting; it was the writing. For them to say literally, bro, and cuz.
Oh man,
For them to say, "You alright, cuz? You okay, bruh?" No, where are you hearing this? Where are you coming up with this? No. I know that
aren't you educated?
I know that they spent time at the at like the research lab, whatever it was, but I highly doubt that at the research lab they're like, "Hey, you got those results, bruh?" "Yeah, cuz I got them right here." Give me a break. Nobody's talking like that over there. But for Spider, I didn't think that he was a cringy character. It was that he was a plot device. They needed him to fill in some holes and to create the next movie. And so that's really all that he was good for. And I feel like that was the majority of the film. You have these things that need to line up to set it up for the next film. It's like, give me a break.
So we were expecting more of a whole feature film, but does it seem that the movie was more of a commercial or a setup for the future Avatar films, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think so. You have the parents are now angry at the end. They're angry. They have a vengeance. They don't know that a certain character is still alive. I'm not gonna say who it is. And that other character saved that one. They don't know that. I mean, that's kind of betrayal, in a way. Maybe indirectly, but that's betrayal. Yeah, it is. You also have the animals. We didn't hear so much from Awa, so I'm anticipating a lot more in the next film from that.
And there's already a next film, like, in the makes.
In the makes,
I think.
Yeah.
I think they've already. What I've read is they've already filmed 95% of Avatar 3.
Oh, wow.
They'll have. They have to do a few more reshoots, pick up some spots, but I mean that could. I was wondering. I was like, when is that going to come out? I feel like you have to strike that movie out while this one is still hot. So I mean, I could see Avatar 3 coming out next year for the holidays.
Summer. I could see it in the summer.
Well, they might already be. They would have probably already dropped a trailer then for it.
No, my opinion is holiday again, just like the first one.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, one of my biggest gripes about this movie is how.
Let's do the pros first. You got follow.
All right, well then go to the pros. There aren't many. I mean, but go for it.
Whoa! There aren't many.
There are pros. Here's why. It is. We said it. We just said it. It is a copy paste of what we've already seen. So we know the visuals are great. We know the sound effects are great. We know the fight scenes are great. We know that the action is great. That for me, that's where it ends.
Well, there are a few things I do want to talk about how far it's come. Like people say that the first one it's aged poorly. The CGI isn't as good. I disagree. I think the first one can stand up to any film currently now. But I was very impressed by the visuals of The Way of Water. There's even a few scenes, I kid you not, where the Na'vi, you can tell, like, a lot of times when CGI looks absolutely fake, like there's nothing there. It's just CGI rubber. But there is a few parts in this film where I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so lifelike, so believable, so realistic. And it's the Na'vi blue people. And just not even when they're in water, when they're just the movement is so believable that I was just wow, they blow it away. The visuals, the music is great. The acting is good. I love the acting. I love the performances by Zoe Saldana. I did like Sam Worthington as Jake. I thought he was very worthy. Even the supporting performances, I feel are great too. There's not a lot of character development done, but the acting is done well. That it's believable. Yeah.
So that's where it ends. Like that's about as good as it gets.
Yeah. And I like.
I mean, you
also,
have to be real with it.
I like the technical aspects too. Whenever there's like an actual physical set piece there, for example, the one scene where the humans go into the whale, whatever they call it, and they're dissecting it for its brain juice. They're using like equipment in there that looks so realistic. You know, it's technology that we currently don't have. But it's just doing this one thing, and it looks like, man, that is the neatest thing. That they built this one contraption that costs like at least $50,000, you know, just for a movie to make it look real. So, the immersion effect of putting you into the movie, they singularly well. All right.
I will say with that, there were many moments where I felt like I was running out of breath. They stay underwater for so long. I'm like, I've got to breathe. I'm suffocating. My goodness.
Okay, now we can get into the negs of the film.
The nitty gritty. I'll let you go first.
Okay. So, man, there's so much. I was really disappointed by the plot. I feel. And a lot of people are saying that it's James Cameron's ego is all over this film. That you know, he worked so long on it for everything, and he thought this plot, the script, was just perfect. That it didn't need to be run over. I mean, again, this movie is 3 hours long and like 10-15 minutes. There's so much you could cut out of this film that is just absolutely unnecessary. Absolutely. Like you said, there's an environmental aspect of this film that gets shoved down your throat. Like I said, one of my favorite scenes was when they're dissecting a whale, and they pull out the brain juice, and they're like, well, that's it. This whole bottle is like $80 million. Like, well, what are you gonna do with the rest of the whale? Nothing. We'll just junk it. What?
That's pretty much what they did in the first movie as well, though. With the tree.
I know.
I was like, wait a minute.
They were like, the power that's coming from this tree is worth so much money.
Okay, and
there's no resources for the rest of this?
I'll come back to the brain juice thing, because that in alone is so incredibly stupid. So stupid. But keep going, please.
No, they're just like, so wait a minute. Like, so they're in that scene. They're investigating this whale and dissecting it. And even though I like the scene, it really has nothing to do with the rest of the film, the main core theme. You could cut the scene out and it really wouldn't help the plot, other than kind of making it an agenda, an environmental agenda. So they take out this brain juice from the whale. It's $80 million for like a pint of this thing. And so one of the guys, the spider, asked, "So what are you guys gonna do with the rest of this whale? What did they call the whales again? Like Tillicum or something? Or
You
I
can tell
forgot.
me, and I don't know. That movie was 3.5 hours long.
Anyways, they had the special word for the whale.
Not
or whatever
Tillicum, the orca that was in SeaWorld.
They called it that. They called it. I was like, isn't that from SeaWorld? Anyways, so they're like, so what are you gonna do with the rest of this dead whale that you guys hunted down like a dog? Well, nothing. Wait a minute, you're not gonna like eat it or use the blubber for oil? No, we're just gonna leave it here. So wait a minute. You're telling me that you destroyed this amazing animal just to get its brain juice?
Liquid.
It's brain goo. Yeah, liquid gold brain goo. And you're going to use that and just going to let this thing rot? Yeah. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. So, but who does this though? No, who honestly around the world is going around killing whales and just letting them die like this?
You'd be
I had the same
surprised.
thought. No,
It's but it's
That's not how it
definitely
is.
not the Western hemisphere.
It's not. It's very much.
Don't.
I'm not. I'm saying like places that do like shark fin soup literally just take the shark for their fins.
Okay, you need to make that.
Hunt down
you need to
elephants.
direct that to them.
People will hunt down elephants. They'll hunt down rhinos, all for their ivory of their tusks. So like
No,
it happens,
listen, that's called poaching, and that's illegal.
and it happens.
Yes, but that's also not in the United States.
Okay, but there was that dentist that was hunting lions. He literally
and he
was
was
from the United States.
He was
I don't know,
ostracized from everybody.
Yeah, but that's one guy. That's not like an industry, like a protective industry. There is no industry out there where people are hunting whales for fun or for their oil or for
not
food.
in our land.
Who's doing that?
I just told you.
Yeah, not in the Western Hemisphere.
And that's what I
Nobody
just said.
Yeah. So it's like, well, who are you trying to preach this to? Because people stopped hunting whales like 30 years ago when Free Willy came out. That's old news, bro. We've already done Save the Whales. Who are you done trying to talk to?
Maybe it's another David Attenborough type of thing where it's like, the world is dying because of human interference and we got to save the animal kingdom or else the planet is doomed.
So then, but it's like, well, we already covered that. We've already discussed that in the first film.
And I did not come to this movie, pay $1 million of myself to go see this movie and be preached at and feel terrible.
And that is very fair. I'm just saying that those things exist because you're saying, where does it exist? It does. It does. Now, is that a problem that we face every day? Certainly not. And that's really silly for them to be making a film like that for, the everyday mom and pop that were like, oh, can't wait to see the new Avatar movie again.
I just don't see that audience that maybe does kill whales just for the hell of it. And they're like, oh, you know what?
They're not.
Moved. What the heck? Dolphins and sharks have feelings? What have I done?
Oh my gosh, they can talk to humans? That's another
These
thing.
whales are so smart. They're geniuses. They have poetry and philosophy, and they can walk on water.
That's what they were saying in the movie. That those whales are smarter than humans. Now look, I don't speak whale. I don't know a lot about marine biology. And I know that they are very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. But, it was just the way that they were just shoving it down our throats. Like, humans, bad. Why don't we go and slay the human? You know what? James Cameron, why don't you just go out and shoot up the humans, okay? Just do it.
The other way. Why don't you go save the whales,
But
James
you know what?
Cameron?
I actually enjoyed that. I love, because at some point, it's like, just kill the humans. It's like a video game, like the Martian game.
Okay, and
kill the humans.
Yeah. here is my other gripe. Here's my other gripe. Why are they again portraying the military as this bloodthirsty, power-hungry, just evil bunch of people out, and they've magnified it this time. I feel like it's not just like 2 or 3 people that you hate. It's just everybody as a whole. Why? I don't understand. What is he trying to accomplish? Is he trying to say, hey, you guys need to be anti-military because look at what they're doing to the whales and the animals and the land?
Probably.
But that's not true. It is not true.
Or maybe it has nothing to do with what real life is.
No, but again, it's just the way that they're going about it. Why are they doing it so in your face? It is so weird.
No,
it's uncanny.
Look, I'm going to defend it there. When the humans are the bad guys and they get blown up, they get shot, they get stabbed, they get exploded, it's like, yay! I think it's funny. It cracks me up because honestly, it's like watching a Looney Tunes cartoon. Like, yeah, the bad guys are just getting destroyed. You know, bad guys suck, and it's just funny. It's like watching a James Bond movie where all the bad guys are just like blown away, and their heads are chopped off, and arms are falling off, and you know.
No, I think it's.
But
it's
if they put like an American flag there or something, then I'd be like, "Whoa, what the heck? That's a little too much."
Right.
Okay. Well, you have the, oh my gosh, every word is coming to my mouth except the correct one. Not the corporal, not the commander, the colonel. You have the colonel. He's clearly American, and these Marines are clearly American.
They do say Semper Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly. So, how is that supposed to make other Marines feel? Like, they're just a bunch of dummy heads that just want to kill everything and burn everything?
Should have joined the Air Force, bro.
Oh my gosh. But no, okay, so moving on. A different gripe I have is that, I was telling this to Brian a second ago, Ileana, that the movie is just full of nothing but baiting and is so completely predictable with everything that it does. Everything is set up to where you can say, oh, this is going to happen next. Called it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even like a fun called it. It's like,
everyone knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. Oh my, they're gonna go after the. Here's a scene. This isn't a spoiler. This is a scene that could have been thrown away. Throwaway scene. So they leave. The family leaves the forest and they go to the islands, which you only see like 2 islands. By the way, they say there are hundreds of these islands. You only see 2, maybe 3. You only see 2 though. And so they go to this island. They are not equipped. They are not built for living in the water, so they have to learn. And so they're learning by the chief's family. They teach the Sullys how to adapt in the water, how to communicate with the animals and all that. Well, the second oldest son, so he's not the oldest son, but he's just below that. He's having a hard time because he's getting bullied, and he's just not living up to his older brother. His older brother is perfect because of course he is, and so Sully is like, I expect more of you, and he's just getting all the flack, and it's like, ugh, okay, I've heard this before. Okay, move on.
What, Strange World?
Yeah, so, he's the younger son. He's trying to make peace, but he ends up getting into a fight. And so of course the dad is like, hey, you need to go apologize right now. So he goes to apologize, and the guy that beat him up, he's like, hey, no hard feelings. Hey, by the way, let's go hunting at this place that we're not supposed to go hunting. You want to join us? You're
okay,
only a
Simba.
Man. Yeah, only the men go over there and do the hunting.
Pin
so
you again.
Yeah, you're not a man if you don't go over there. And so he's like, well, yeah, I'm going to go. So, Ileana, what do you think happens next? You tell me what you think happens at the place that they are not supposed to go after this one guy just got embarrassed by the other guy.
One of them
What do you think?
dies.
No. It's too early in the
Almost.
film for that.
Almost,
Almost.
though.
It's too early in the film for that.
They set off like a booby trap or something.
Yeah, he puts himself in unnecessary
go.
danger. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
There
absolutely.
you go. There you go. But not only that, he finds himself an outcast just like him, an outcast whale. And they can talk to each other because they use sign language.
Oh,
And
that is
because
so stupid sounding.
Because these are genius whales who are smarter than everybody else, they can talk. And so later on the kid's like, hey, the other people are saying I'm not supposed to be hanging out with you, outcast whale. What happened? So he swallowed, and at the back of his throat is the little connector thingy so that he can see his memories. And so you see why that the whale is an outcast. And so it's just like, oh, you can't go to that outcast whale, but he's my friend. You don't understand. He's an outcast just like me. And it's like, this movie is chock full of things like this, like all over the place. And I guarantee, I'll shut up in a second, but there is, what's her name? The scientist from the last movie that died. Oh my gosh, her name.
Sigourney Weaver's
Yeah,
character.
Sigourney Weaver has a daughter, because of course she does, who is half Na'vi. We don't know who her dad is.
Oh my gosh.
That's a plot point that we'll discover in the next movie.
Yeah, so this is how it is. So remember in the previous first movie of Avatar, Sigourney Weaver plays Dr. Grace, whatever, blah, 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 blah. She's a human. She has an avatar, a fake blue person, you know? So in the first one, they tried to install her memories and personality into the avatar body because she was shot. They weren't able to do it. So her human body died. And so then they took her blue avatar body, put it back into the blue goo box, and apparently it got pregnant all by itself. There was nobody came out of nowhere to be like, hey, I'm gonna have sex with this blue body that doesn't do anything.
What is
that?
And
So they're like, hey, whoa, wait a minute.
What is that, Kill Bill?
How is this
Yeah,
lifeless
really.
form having a baby when... Did you see anybody come in here and do this? No, I swear to God, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything.
Well,
Wait a minute.
Roger, you were in charge of the tapes.
Look, all right,
Well, Phil, you had first watch.
let's rewind this. Wait a minute. We seated. Nobody's come in. You're telling me that she had birth to a baby? Like, what is she? Is this the Virgin Mary?
I mean, hold that thought, because
And they're like,
hold that thought. Excuse me, I'm getting so worked up. Notice that at the beginning-ish of the movie, she had those little flying thingies on her while she was just laying in the grass. I bet you, in the next movie, it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, she is the Immaculate Conception.
She is the reincarnation of
she's the Jesus Christ of
Of
Pandora.
Na'vi.
not even.
God.
What is the tree or whatever called
Tree of
Awa,
Life.
man.
Awa.
Yeah.
Awa walks amongst you.
Oh my gosh. And then on those lines, people are just getting born left and right. Okay, so we have this spider character. He's human. Who do you think is the dad, Ileana? He was in the first movie. Who do you think is the dad of this new kid named freaking Spider?
The nerd.
No.
The freaking Colonel.
Spoilers.
Yeah. I mean, that's like in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
But he's living like Tarzan amongst the Na'vi, and he's like in the Sully family.
Yeah, so the colonel, when he was, giving up orders, telling everybody what, and it leads into the whole story with the colonel, and I was like, dude, James Cameron, this is how you couldn't figure out a better way to get a better villain or do something. This is what you had to get. This is bad writing.
Wait,
this
let me
is
do it.
bad writing right here. Okay, all right, you do it.
Son, you've just woken up from hypersleep. You've been asleep for like 10 years now. Now, if you're getting this transmission, that means that I've bit the dust. I've bit the dust and, I've kicked the bucket. But that also means that while I've been dead, you've been implanted with my memories while you've been sleeping. You have my memories, and you've also been turned into an avatar. That's right. You are now a blue person. You are the Na'vi, and you have my memories. I don't know how I died, so I don't have that memory. That's for you to figure out. So, your mission is to go seek revenge on this Jake Sully. Now, this is going to cost billions of dollars to do. There will be many casualties on both sides, but so help me God, I want that man dead. I want that singular corporal who's just this low on the militaristic food chain. I want his hide, and you want it too now, don't you? Yeah, you out for blood, sons. No, you go out there and you blow up everything until you give me Jake Sully.
He went from the corporal or the colonel or whatever, and then he went to the general in Monsters vs. Aliens, and then somehow he went into Bobby Hill.
Yeah, there was Bobby Hill there.
I heard Bobby Hill in there.
But this is bad writing. This is bad
That's
writing.
Because
they were like, how are we going to bring back Stephen Lang as the villain? Well, he died. Well, you can't really bring a dead person back to life.
Sure you can. Well, resurrected witch.
What if?
This
what
is
if
science
before
fiction.
what if before the final battle? I know this is like way in the future and everything. We can go to space. We can create clone fake bodies. But what if you could like inject yourself and pull out your memories and your personality from your brain? Keep it like in a code, a computer code, and then just inject it into a clone body. Do you think that would work? Who cares? Let's put it in the movie. We got to have Stephen Lang in here. Yeah. So I was just like, what the serious? That's the best way you could do it? I was like, come on.
Cheap for an expensive movie.
And Brian, I don't know if you noticed this. This is a little gripe, but I felt like anytime you had the colonel in the lab with the humans, the size of him versus the humans, it just kept getting taller and taller. He just kept getting bigger and bigger comparatively. I'm like, how big is he gonna get? My gosh. I mean, I know these things are tall, but whoa. He's like triple their size all of a sudden. What is happening?
So let's go ahead and move on to our last part of this segment. What does this mean for future Avatar projects or facing blockbusters in the future?
I think that James Cameron's ego and the time frame right now, nothing's going to change for the next Avatar. I think it's going to gross its $1 billion just like before. It was left on a cliffhanger. Not really, because we all saw it coming. But I don't know. I don't know. Brian, what do you think?
I guess at that point in the movie, you're like, how long is this thing? It's already been 3 hours. They haven't wrapped it up yet, so part 2, here we come.
Look, I mean, James Cameron can shoot an action scene like nobody else, dude. I mean, some of the action, the editing, the way the action is staged, it's done so well. There's parts of it that I was like really gripped, like, oh yeah, this is really good, really good. There is spoilers. There is a death in the film, but I saw it coming like instantly. Like, they never talk about this guy. He's supposed to be like, we're supposed to be all sad that he dies, but I mean, they barely talked about him.
I saw,
100%.
I saw it
100%.
coming, and that just leads into the predictability again. It's like I've seen this story before, and now this other person has to fill in those shoes.
So I was really bummed because again, I think Zoe Saldana and Sam Worthington are excellent in this film. I want more of them as Neytiri and Jake Sully. I want to see more of them in Avatar 3 and 4, whatever it is. I don't really care for the rest of the cast. The kids, because there was the one part where Katie, the blue Avatar girl that's half human.
I thought
half...
her name was Kitty, like Kitty.
Oh, is it Kitty? I know. I thought I kept hearing Katie. Sorry.
I think it's actually like Kiri. Like if I really pronounce the letters Kiri, Kiri, but they kept saying Kitty.
Okay.
Kitty.
So she had this whole part in the film where like, I'm different, nobody likes me, blah blah blah. But she seemed to connect with the Pandora and everything really well. I was like, oh god, is she at the end of this film? Is she gonna use her powers to be like?
Oh, did she Janora us?
I'm in.
Yes, yes.
She
thank
was
you.
Janora from Korra.
Oh my! I was like, what the heck is this crap? This is.
No, that's.
I hated it.
Mark my words. That's gonna be the next. That's gonna be the next movie.
And I was like,
Pinky
no,
promise.
I don't want that, man. I don't want
that. And you know, I honestly did not like the way that they were treating Neytiri. I felt like Sam Worthington's character was like, we just have to do this, and
you know,
your opinions don't matter.
I was bummed because they cut them out of so much of the film, and I'd be like where they're focusing on the kids and they're learning how to. What is Jake doing right now? Is he like supporting the family? Is he going fishing? I don't know. What is he doing? Oh, what's Neytiri doing? I don't know. She's like weaving or something. No, I don't know. Just which. And then at the end, Neytiri. She takes a knife. Spoilers. She takes a knife to the adopted kid. I was like, Neytiri, whoa. What are we doing here, bro? This is your son, or your adopted son, and you're ready to like shank this guy.
No, I could see that.
But she didn't even apologize. She wasn't like, oh, Spider, I'm sorry. I didn't, sorry, bro. It was I'm really emotional right now. I don't know if you noticed, but one of the other characters died that I really cared about or something, and just,
no, I loved it when
they got shortchanged so much. Yeah. So I'm hoping for future Avatar projects what they need to do is find a storyline for this film that people do want to see. What's the whole focus of Avatar? Is it Avatar Na'vi people good, human people bad? So is the whole Na'vi race gonna go to war with? What is the plot? What's the main storyline? I just don't know it.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Jake Sully was so concerned about taking care of his family. He should have just given himself up. He would have saved literally everybody. They could have stayed at home. They could have stayed in the forest. They wouldn't have to go to the what?
No, you go ahead, finish. Then I have to make a point. Yeah, and then we'll move on.
Okay. They could have stayed in the forest. They could have saved all the other islands if he had just given himself up. That's all he had to do. But now, everybody else is like, you've brought this evil upon us. And he's like, you're right. It's my fault. It's me they want. And I was like, I've been saying that since the very beginning. What the heck? We lost that very special person, allegedly, because of you and hundreds of other people. Are you kidding me? They killed the whales for you. Way to go.
Anyway, all right. I disagree with that take. But here's my other point. So at the final battle of the film, all the Mechatina people, the Jake Sully's family, they go off into battle, okay? And they fight the battle. They're fighting the humans, blah, 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 blah. All of a sudden, the other people are gone. They disappear. And I'm like, yo, man, there's still a battle going on, bro. What do you guys want to like come in here and help out? Jake's, and they're like, Jake Sully and Natiri are like, rah, rah, and everybody's like fighting, and Spider's fighting, and like, get him. And I'm like, where do the other people go? There's like at least 200 other blue people that just were like, well, that was a tough battle, but I'm tired. I'm gonna call it a night, guys. There's still a battle going on, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, look, at the end of the day, I am looking forward to going back to Pandora. I like the Avatar movies. I feel that Avatar 1 was all around a better film than Way of Water. I will stick to that. 100%. But I will go back to Pandora when Avatar 3 comes out. I'm looking forward to it.
My last point, and then I'll stop. So, you brought up the point of the whale brain juice. When did the ore that they were mining in the last movie, did the world suddenly run out of the ore? That was like this one little glob of ore.
Well, I think
that
at
was
the
like
end,
worth $1 billion.
they decided, you know what? We're just gonna move people here because Earth sucks.
So great. So now what? We're just gonna hunt the whales for the we literally can't do anything else. We have to kill all the genius whales that just had babies, because the one that they killed just had a baby, and of course that calf is like, Mama, yeah, and we're gonna hunt that one whale or those whales for the whale brain juice.
Help! Somebody!
Even though,
Anybody!
Oh no!
this movie just doesn't make any sense.
Basically, what I'm hearing is instead of going to see this Avatar 2 film, I should go watch The Lion King.
Go watch The Lion King.
It's only 90
and
minutes.
Fern Gully, yeah, and Fern Gully, and Iron Giant as well. Just go do it. Just go do it.
You know what? I will. Save myself some cash.
I think I might end up seeing it again in theaters. It's possible.
I can't bring myself.
Because it is an enjoyably not perfect movie. It's not a perfect film. But if you look in theaters right now, there is not a lot of good stuff to see right now. So
that new film that's like a party or something with Margot Robbie is coming out. I've seen trailers
Babylon?
for that.
No.
No.
Stop.
No.
They are shoving that one down our throats, just like the Avatar.
That's a rated R movie.
I know, but they are pushing it.
No.
That's the only movie trailer that I've been seeing as of recent.
Now Barbie, on the other hand.
Starring Margot Robbie again.
Yeah. Maybe. I want to see how absurd it is.
Yeah.
I think everybody does. They're not looking like, oh my god, it's Barbie. Wow, it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
no,
that's an interesting trailer. But wait,
how absurd is this gonna get?
I saw that trailer. I was like, who is this movie for? What is
the Barbie one?
Is this movie for? Yeah, is this movie for 7-year-old girls, or is this movie for?
I'm thinking 25-year-old men.
You may be right, because I saw the trailer and I was like, I don't know if I can take the kids to go see this. What is this about?
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Ooh,
So.
well. That will conclude this week's episode of Bump That and this year's last episode of Bump That. Oh my goodness, we talked about it at the very beginning of the year, Avatar 2, and now we have talked about it. Maybe we'll have more to say as, the new year comes around and we've seen it again, or maybe we just have new revelations about the film, so you'll just have to wait until we come back in January.
Ileana needs to see it.
This is Ileana, and I just want everybody to be happy.
Yes, I know. I'm very nasally right now because I don't want you guys to hear all the gunk that is shoved up in my knows. But
Yeah.
But yeah, Ileana needs to watch the movie and tell us what she thinks.
yeah, so let's see. Hopefully I'll go see it in the new year. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to Bump That episode 94 and Bump That all of this year. Thank you guys for being siblings. If you're not a sibling yet, gosh, I can hear myself. Thanks for pointing it out, Brian. If you guys have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, comment. We love to read your guys' comments. Yeah, and we'll just see you in 2023. We've got Brian in this corner.
How can you bring more cheese pizzas?
And we've got KT in this corner.
Well, the fact is they did, but if you want any, it's gone. You'll have to get someone to barf it all up.
Wow. And I'm Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you in 2023. Bye-bye.